Radio Free America. This is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the walls. The chair is against the walls. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on and behind the lines, this is your song.
The guys and gals have got a website.
It's 11.
Buy things at here websites.com.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Come to you live every weeknight at midnight Eastern, and we talk about guns for an hour. And I seen it was 9 o'clock, so I started the show, but I didn't get anything to drink, so I guess we're gonna have silence here for a little bit while I go get something to drink here. Actually, I think I got a video to play if I use the right mouse. So this is episode like 1,000 something, and we've been doing the show for a while. Right now, this format is a open conversation. So unlike the fearful coward shows that happen during the daytime, we drop links so that you can be part of this conversation, and we encourage you to do so. Because we don't really have a script here, we don't have an agenda other than that kind of a conversation, a valid, actual conversation about guns. So we'll throw the link out there, and you can join in if you'd like. And I'm trying to talk and type at the same time. I think I got to click on this, and then probably this. And today's date is the 15th. So I'll put this on to babysit y'all while I go get something to drink. And we'll learn about what was going on gun calendars today. And I can do this, and then do this, and do this. So hopefully people will show up here once the mechanisms do their alerting and whatnot. We'll see if anybody shows up to be part of the conversation tonight. We'll start out with this.
Good morning and welcome to guncalendars.com, where we archive our daily gun history. If you know of anything that's missing from our list, please let us know. Our goal is to have something in the calendar, Second Amendment related to a history or firearms events for every single day of the year. Today is October 15th. We have a couple of things on the calendar. The first is the anniversary of the state of Maine ending the prohibition on hunting with a suppressor. It was today in 2015. Maine lifted the restrictions on hunting with suppressors, and that was the 37th state to do so. They must have been passing stuff in 2015 in May, because it's also the day they passed constitutional carry. So the same day that they made it no longer a crime to hunt with a suppressor, they made it legal to carry constitutionally. Didn't have a license or permit from the state in order to carry under your coat. So that happened today in 2015. Maine became the 7th state to go constitutional carry, and very cool. Some anniversaries for the state of Maine. We don't hear about them very much, but we often hear about the bad stuff. It's time to give Maine a pat on the back for doing some of the good stuff, and take their lead. Constitutional carry everywhere, get rid of infringements on suppressors everywhere, and move on to the next steps. So we attempt to archive daily firearms history here. If you know something that we're missing or something we could add, please let us know. The whole idea is to accumulate info and collaborate. And speaking of collaboration, remember the Speaking of collaboration, the 2A rally is coming up on October 24th. That's a virtual rally this year. The same rally that took place for the first time last year in Washington, D.C. is happening virtually this year, and everyone can be a part of it on October 24th. Check that out. Until next time, thanks for watching.
So anyway, yeah, that's the calendar thing for today. I guess I missed on there though that this would be the day to drive up to Big Sandy, middle of nowhere in Arizona, and this weekend would have been the machine gun shoot. It's been interesting because it's still like 100 here. I guess it was 97 or something today. So I don't know how cold it is up there, but not very much colder. Probably similar to the temperature in Nevada or in Vegas, probably. But anyway, it didn't happen because a bunch of cowards turned it off. They don't know why. It's in the middle of nowhere. They could have done it. They just didn't want to do it, I guess. But yeah, that's the other thing that would have been on the calendar this weekend. And that would have been starting today, even though it's Thursday. So I guess, like I say, that starts the show off. We got Barbecue jumped in. Thanks for joining.
How you doing tonight?
Yeah, fared Midland. I was on Yankee show, and then maybe had like 15, well, maybe 50 minutes before this one. It was like not quite an hour, so just been kind of not really starting a project. So that's rare. Usually I start this show right in the middle of doing something else, so a little bit different today than normal. But otherwise, nobody's really showing up. So I always just have to play it by ear with this show. You know, you've been here almost every day. So you see sometimes a bunch of people show up and it's an awesome conversation. I always look forward to those. And then sometimes it's like pulling teeth trying to get anybody to talk or nothing. So we'll see how it goes tonight. But what's it going on your side of the microphone?
Not too bad. Just been trying to record a bunch of videos today. Thought of doing a series called "What is a," and then whatever firearm thing I put after that. Just wanted to do something that would kind of bring the new firearms owners into the mix, because I was thinking about it like when I was at my local shop and watching a couple people that were very clearly part of that 5 million people that just went out and bought a firearm when all this happens, and uh, their knowledge just isn't there. And so this series, for anybody that watches it that is a gun person, would be very boring probably, because I mean they're just very simple short videos. Like the first ones that I'm doing are like, what is a handgun, what is a double action revolver, things like that. But I figured might be a nice way for a new firearms owner to get a bunch of information in a short amount of time and expand their horizons in the community.
When you say you're starting at, in what way?
Just filming the videos and whatnot.
So do you just have some idea and start digging in? Do you take a notebook and write down a concept and then start filling in bricks, or build a boat and drop it in the ocean? Like how do you look at projects like this and start digging in?
Honestly, I'm just kind of winging it right now. I need to get a notebook, write stuff down. I need to get a Sharpie. That way I can have it in like bold print so I can see it too. But yeah, I need to write stuff down. Right now I'm kind of just focusing on different types of firearms, double action versus single action, revolvers and semi-autos, striker fire. Then I was thinking branching out, maybe, what's a rifle, what's a carbine rifle, what's a bullpup, things like that.
Right on. So did you watch Clover's show earlier?
I did. Yeah, it was pretty good.
So I was in Yankees, so I've seen that because now he does it at the same time. He feels like, oh, the best thing to do is just do it at the same time as Yankee show. So I didn't even see any of it other than at the very end, and they refused to start over. So what was it? Was it good, or was it a waste of time, or was it good?
I guess it depends on where you stand on the whole money thing and things like that. I like what Clover's doing with it. It was kind of, I don't know, kind of like a town hall meeting where he had a bunch of guys on and got their thoughts and opinions, and um, I like it because even I don't plan on ever monetizing my channel because I don't. If I did, I think I've talked to you about this with my current financial situation and my disability insurance. Even if I did monetize my channel, the money that I made off the channel, my disability insurance would just be like, oh, okay, you made that money, so we don't have to pay you that amount of money. So it won't ever put more money in my pocket. Um, so, like I said, for me, I'm pretty indifferent about it, but I understand why other creators out there, this is a big deal, because they're trying to make a business out of it, or even if it's just that extra money in their pocket. But as far as they're talking about being able to promote things, and how YouTube is, I'm trying not to misspeak here. I don't want to misrepresent what Clover's working on. Um,
The way I understand it, if YouTube is a fancy bar that everybody wants to go to, so they got to wait in line, and Clover has hooked up with the guy who lets people in the door and gave him $10, and now the door's open and Clover's asking everybody for $1, and then he's going to get his $10 back by bringing 10 people in the door with him.
mm, yes and no. Uh, I think he's going to end up doing a lot of work with this, honestly, because he's wanting people to send him videos that were, I guess, not necessarily demonetized, because apparently that's a whole other issue, but marked, I guess they said yellow for whatever the yellow marking is in the monetization, uh, because there might be, like, when I do my unboxing videos and I'm like, hey, go check out gearwebsites.com. If you like these patches or anything that I ordered, you can find them there. And while guys aren't doing that with your websites, but they're like, hey, I want to promote my Ruger firearm. And YouTube's like, oh, you can't promote anything, and so then they demonetize the video or knock it down for limited ad revenue or something, I guess. And what Clover's working on is getting all these videos together and showing that there's a correlation with the YouTube policy, and trying to get the YouTube policy changed. That way, everybody can benefit from it and be able to, promote things and not have to worry about the stupid little semantics. Like, one of the things they're talking about, I guess, is YouTube's kind of looking at, like, stocks, for example, because the whole bump stock thing happened and everything. They just lumped all stocks in with bump stocks from the way it was sounding. And Clover's saying, we can make it where these guys aren't going to lump all stocks in with the bump stocks. We'll be able to say, hey, bump stocks are illegal. We understand. We're not showing bump stocks. We're just showing this stock. And not only that, but it's all, I don't know. It's over my head, I guess. But it's pretty neat stuff.
Yeah, it's what, a 2 hour show?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I think so. So I don't know if I'm listening to the whole thing. How much of it was explaining it versus chatting about it? It didn't take 2 hours to explain.
No, Clover opened up, then he went around the panel, then I think he went on talking after they went around the panel for probably a solid 30 minutes or so. about different policy stuff and things like that. And then they went around the panel again. There was a back and forth between Clover and Travis P11, and that was actually a pretty good back and forth exchange, I thought.
They got a
Then
fight. They got a fight.
no, it wasn't a fight or anything.
Behind the scenes, those two hate each other. There was an incident with some hot chocolate and whose marshmallows were who, from what I understand, and it got messy.
Yeah. He Clover did put Travis on the spot about something. I forget what it was off the top of my head, but Travis thought about it for a second. Then, like I said, they had a good back and forth. Then, after that, I think they kind of went around the horn again with the panel, and that might have ended it. Clover might have did a little bit more talking after that.
Yeah, I'd known that if you think of YouTube as like a movie theater and we're in there trying to watch movies and having to pay or something, and like Clover got an in with the guy who's checking tickets and lets us in the fire exit or something. So I don't know how it's working. No, I don't know. She was explaining it briefly somewhere, and I was like, okay, I think I got it. And then I was watching a little bit of the show while in another chat and just like trying to listen, but it was well beyond the explanatory part of it, right? And then it was just kind of a conversation about things that were already known and I didn't know. So I couldn't keep up, or I couldn't catch up, or whatever the word is. So yeah, I need to get it in a nutshell. I think I might just have Clover on if he's got time to go over it again and just do a thing where I don't want to have to listen to all of it again.
Yeah, I'm sure he'd talk about it because he seems real excited about this project. Obviously, what was it last? Or was it early this week or late last week? He had mentioned it on the Daily Gun Show here. Then, last night he had come on to Rick's chat. He plugged it on there, and then he did that whole nerd chat tonight, just on that. So I'm sure he'd be more than willing to come on, and as I think at the end of what he said yesterday or today, mansplain it.
I expected it to be, resolved already, but I guess he's going to make it go on and on. I figured we'd all just be making good money by now, for this show going forward or what. What's this thing? Totally mobile, 2 club shows already. Enlarge. Right on. So I guess he's out working. I don't know what's going on. My sink must be the oil, or the oil. Let me just say the O-ring must be deteriorating because I can't even get it to stop dripping. So I'm going to have to at some point turn off my water and actually fix it.
Well, that's no bueno.
Right. What's that?
So that's no bueno.
Just
dealing with the Chinese. What's that?
It's not like having to do stuff I don't like to have to do.
Yeah.
So we got 6 people watching, and basically I got the dog eating behind me over here. I got the water dripping over there, and I have it dripping into a milk jug, but now the milk jug is full, so it's dripping out of the milk jug, and for some reason that makes it even louder. So it works for a while. It kind of silences it until the milk jug gets full, and then it amplifies it. So I'm dealing with a lot of annoying. It's like having 6 people with nails on a chalkboard, perhaps. And then there's 6 people, so either barbecue's got to start stepping it up and throwing topics out like
Barbecue
cards, or people out there got to be bringing it in. So we do have some people out there, been out there saying hello. So be part of the conversation. Jump in if you want, or say stuff. But again, this ain't a place to There's no bleachers here. All we got is standing room because we're here to chat, here to talk, do stuff.
Assholes and elbows.
I don't know about that, but like I say, ain't really looking to just sit around and repeat the same old stuff all night.
Yep.
So I've been doing stuff all day. I don't really have anything to really chat about. You ain't got topics. Like I say, we're 20 minutes in. So usually by now, if people are going to jump in, they're going to jump in.
Oh, I know one thing I could mention. If anybody, knows anybody in PA or anything like that, still really trying to push for Senator Jake Corman, the Senate Majority Leader here in PA, to bring House Bills 1747 and 2440 to a vote. Right now, it's looking like they're not going to vote on them before they go out of session, and they probably won't get taken up after that. So if anybody wants to pick up the phone and call his office, anything like that, I actually did a video on this a week or so ago, and in the video description is the phone numbers to his office. There's actually 3 separate offices that he has, so I don't know which one you'll find him at right now, but several different ways to get a hold of him. The GOA also has a link to call him, so anybody in PA that wants to reach out, that'd be terrific.
Right on. So I was looking back at my notes when you were saying stuff before about Clover Show. You were saying you can't be the only one in a position where, because there's all kinds of people that just hate the idea of anybody making money. And then there's people like yourself that would be more than happy to make money, but it just doesn't make sense for you to make a buck, right? Or it doesn't make dollars for you to make sense. So in that case, and you might still have an interest in playing and having a hand in the game, right? So I've typed in there winging it badly, but is there a role to play for people who are interested in being players, but not interested in that particular payoff, the funding payoff? If they're looking for something else, is there some way to collaborate with others and play, I don't know, the role of flank? Not everybody, no, there's no such thing as only tip of spear. There's tip of spear, and then there's edge of blade, and then there's the knot or the tightness of the rope. Like there's other tools that we use to accomplish our tasks, and often the focus is on whatever's flashy or important or at hand, whatever reason. But I don't know if anybody's ever addressed the concept of having a useful, non-financial motivated platform or project or whatever, and then how to actually be effective. It's like having it and wanting to do something with it is one thing. Getting it to be substantial is something definitely doable. So you got, your hands are kind of not tied in certain ways, I would think, just thinking about it now. But then, flying around rogue, you're really just going to get in the way potentially, or just be useless. But, flying in with someone or knowing what they're doing and having similar objectives could be invaluable.
Yeah. Like my end goal with all this is just to bring more people into the two-way community and bring awareness to those that already claim to be in the two-way community. We've talked about it before, how oblivious I was about some of the things that go on, just because when I thought I was two-way or something like that before, it was only the small little niche that I was raised in guns. And then when I started diving more into it, because I was like, hey, I really love guns, it's like, holy cow, there's all this stuff that I didn't realize, like we were talking about last night with rallies. I didn't know that there's rallies going on at my state capitol. And yeah, so like I said, my end goal is just to spread awareness to those that think they are 2A and in the community, and bring more people into the fold.
Right on. So, yeah, we still got people watching, but nobody's really saying anything. So I don't know. I don't need to threaten. Like I say, I got other things to do. Unless you got other topics, we've been going half an hour now, and my dog wants to now either breathe on me or go outside. So sit here talking to barbecue, which I can do anytime, or take my dog outside, which I can also do anytime. Total balancing act. All y'all are the ones leaving it up, keep going or not. I know some people appreciate having the show going. Here's the thing. Let's say you're one of the watchers, one of the weird lurkers. Who knows if your clothes are on or what you're doing? We don't even like to think about it. But you're out there and we can see your number. We know that you're out there. Well, then there's people that are decent, hardworking Americans that are getting the job done, and they have this on in order to stay awake for safety for the children. There's tons of children and orphans on the roads right now being driven around in school buses by nuns. And there's all these truck drivers carrying around, I don't know, heavy machinery or toxic stuff in tanks that are made out of glass. And if those guys even doze off, it's horrible to think what would happen. And shows like this, in fact, this show mostly keeps them awake, right? They don't have what do you want them to veer off side of the road and cause an accident to be able to type in here? So if you're one of those people that are just sitting on a couch or in some kind of hammock, I don't know, on a boat somewhere, living it up, listening to this show without even lifting a finger, think about those poor, helpless, defenseless, hardworking American truck drivers and all them innocent children and nuns. And puppies. There's puppies just strewn all over that road. They're having to dodge in between them.
That's right. Back when I drove truck, G-Web saved my life more than once with this show.
We've literally saved Clover's life. Whatever Clover was doing earlier, I think you can thank this show because literally we saved his life. I don't want to say multiple times, but at least the one time for damn sure. And other people as well. So yeah, that's just one aspect. Let's not even talk about the nurses. You know how many nurses are like, that's it, I'm just putting poison in all these pills tonight because that's how I feel about the rest of the world. They listen to this show and they're like, what was I thinking? Now they're deciding, let's put medicine in there. Let's let people go home. You're welcome. All right, well, I guess that's the end of the show. We can't get people to do nothing. See, there's one of the hardworking, honest Americans, and he had to stop working on a holster. Basically, he stopped the assembly of American leather and artisan materials, and now he had to stop over here. He doesn't have an assistant to type in. He doesn't just yell to some robot, and that types it in. He had to stop production. Entire industry stopped production in order to come over here. I feel sorry for him. But I feel sorry. I'm more sorry they had listened to the show tonight. It's like we basically wasted everybody's time. All right. Well, I guess I'll quit. There's nobody even coming in. The lurkers won. Damn it. Lurkers won tonight. Chuck went up for the lurkers. They're going to just giggle to themselves. They're in Discord right now. Oh my goodness. The Discord chat right now. There's like 3 or 4 little posts about it. It's a frenzy.